Hi everyone, Alex Sheen, founder of Because I Said I Would, here on week 28 of 52 Promises. If you hear any background noise or anything, my roommate is watching Gravity downstairs, and sometimes you can hear it up here. We're not endorsed by Gravity. We're not endorsed by anybody except you, I guess. This week, I volunteered at the Beck Center for the Arts, which is a local, I think most people would say theater, but it offers more than that. It offers all types of art classes for all age ranges, including art therapy classes. And we're sort of fortunate here in Lakewood, Ohio, where I live, and where Because I Said I Would is based out of, to have that type of center. A lot of communities that are a little bit smaller, like ours, they don't have this kind of thing. So I thought it was a pretty interesting opportunity to learn a little bit about a nonprofit that isn't kind of your standard nonprofit. I mean, that's I guess what I mean by that is you normally think of like food banks, you think of homeless shelters, you think of cancer research, but the arts are incredibly important. And it was really an interesting experience to volunteer there because of how satisfying it was. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you volunteer as an usher, so I'm just taking someone's ticket stub and taking them to their seat, if you do that, you actually get to watch the show for free. So I felt kind of guilty because, it's sort of a value. You're kind of working for it because the ticket has value and the show is entertaining. And I believe that this is indicative of a few types of volunteer opportunities that I've had and I'm sure will have in the rest of the year. You get a lot out of volunteering if you find the right opportunity. I mean, you shouldn't be doing it just for that, but there's no shame in saying, I got something back out of it. If they need help, it's pretty awesome to have sort of that trade in a weird way. Hopefully you're leading with your heart and not your own self-interest, but whatever helps them out. I ushered for one of the rows there, and it was super easy. Just say, here's your seat, thank you, enjoy the show. I give them a playbill. It's cool because I could go in before the show even started, see them doing some rehearsals, even vocal warm-ups. That was pretty sweet. And afterwards, I was going to stay to watch the show, but they actually invited me to speak at the Volunteer Appreciation Night that would be 2 days later, which is actually today. And so I watched the show today with our Director of Technology, Amanda, and then afterwards I spoke to the volunteers, to some staff members, talked about the importance of a promise when it comes to volunteering. Obviously, that's what this whole video series is about. This whole promise is about. I believe sincerely that one of the best commitments that you can make is the one to volunteer. And I talked to them about that. I'm actually thinking about making a Because I Said I Would video about that word volunteer. It means a lot to me. I hope it means a lot to you. Not that you got to do something every week, but when you volunteer your time, it really means something because you're doing something for free. Right? You're doing something that's motivated by something other than money, and I think that's an interesting moment in life that in some ways it defines your motives, it defines your personality, and so that's a good thing. Good thing to think about volunteering. Beck Center was very kind to me. I'm actually going to speak at one of their fundraising events, no cost or whatever, just to help them out. We want to do more in our community because I learned that we actually have more supporters in Taipei, Taiwan than we do in our own city. And now you could say, well, there's more people in Taipei or what have you, and you'd be right. But the fact is, we should have more supporters here locally, but it's because we don't actually do much locally here, and we should do more. I mean, when you talk about the importance of a promise, it starts with yourself, right? And then it moves to your family, and then it moves to your community, and then it moves to humanity. It's sort of kind of layering and making sure that you're doing some things, not everything, but some things in your own hometown is really important. And so we want to do a little bit more of that. As I mentioned in the last video, I apologize again for being late on that previous video. Just no excuses, you know, laziness or something, right? But I did fulfill my the promise card. You know, I volunteered last week in Germany. I volunteered this week back at home, and excited to get back to work. Vacation is not something I'm good at anymore. I stress too much about this phone and what it's saying for me to do, where I should be, and it sounds like a bad thing, like I can't enjoy myself, but I found my work very meaningful, and it needs me, right? Whatever. You know, I know some people get criticized because all they do is they just work and work and work and work and work. But if you have a purpose in it, you know, if you really believe in it, then I think that's an okay thing. You know, sometimes you got to stop and make sure, you know, evaluate it. When you're so deep into something, you got to kind of stop and think, like, do I have the right thought process here? I really want to spend this much time on what I'm doing. And, you know, I have my spikes. You know, sometimes I just work for weeks and weeks and weeks uninterrupted. And then other times, you know, this week I took it a little bit slower to regain my energy. Part of the reason why I slacked on that last video, again, it's no excuse. It's just laziness. And I can't let that get to me. You know, I guess it's like anything. You get into that bad habit, and that bad habit starts to define you and the way you approach life and work and how you help people, and you can't let it become that. So I need to stop with the videos that are late. It's been 2 so far, and it bugs the hell out of me. Anyways, thank you so much for your support, and you know, follow us on Facebook if you don't. We've got posts going up almost every day, and I hope to see you at our annual event. Peace.